Ideas are the easy part of game development, but what separates the game devs from the dreamers is what comes after that. This quote hits hard for a lot of game developers. It is easy to come up with an awesome idea that would make such a cool game, but most of the time those ideas are unattainable for our skill level, or they just don't work. So, how do we get past this dreaming phase of game development? The simple answer would be to just get in there and start game deving. But I think we can go a little bit deeper than that. And to do that, we need to examine the root of the problem. So, why do we struggle to commit to an idea for a game when we have so many of them? The answer can be different for different people, but it usually comes down to one of these three things. The first possibility is that you don't have much game dev experience, and since it feels daunting to get into that, you feel more comfortable just switching from one idea to another. This is super common with new developers, and if this is you, then the solution is simple. Stop trying to make a game that takes an entire team of developers upwards of multiple years. If you are new, then you need to try and learn the absolute basics. Create something simple so you can learn what it's like to start and finish games. If you do this, then someday you can build up to more ambitious projects. The second possibility is that partway through development you simply don't feel passionate for your game anymore. This is also very common because, in all honesty, thinking of awesome game ideas is much more fun than actually creating them. But if you actually want to finish some games, then you need to find a way to commit to your ideas and regain your passion for them. One great way to keep passion high is to share progress with the community online. This will give you feedback and make the game making process a lot more rewarding. I personally have been making devlogs for my indie game and sharing it with people in my new Discord server, which has helped me a ton. Another important thing to keep passion and motivation for your project is to keep a good work-life balance to avoid burnout. Also, in order to keep morale high, you should make sure that you are varying the fun and difficult parts of making your game. This way you have things to look forward to and enjoy, while also ensuring you don't end up with all the crappy stuff at the very end, because that is absolutely a death sentence for your game. The third possibility could be that you get super hyped with your idea, but once you actually start developing, your idea doesn't look the way you imagined it would. This can be insanely discouraging, but I assure you it doesn't last. Making a game takes time, and it won't look the way you imagined right off the get-go. But I assure you, if you give it enough time, then it will 100% get better. Once you find which of these apply to you, you can hopefully break through the barrier of the idea phase. It won't be easy, but if you truly care about game dev, then I have no doubt that you can do it. Thanks for watching to the end. If you made it this far, maybe consider subscribing and or leaving a comment. It really helps me further my game dev journey, and it ensures that you don't miss out on future uploads. With that, my name is Heuzy, and I hope to see you in the next one.